Hey football coaches, my name is Coach Curtis and I help coaches help their players get more confidence, improve their technique and get more skills in game situations. Now, before you go anywhere, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell just so you don't miss any of our future videos in the future. Now in today's session, as you can see, we've got two teams with equal sides, so it could be 4v4, 5v5, whichever numbers that you might have within your session, and you're going to play a normal small-sided game. But there's going to be a condition. In this game, the condition is that we want to try and encourage the players to stay with the ball. So they can score a goal just like they would normally do in a game, but if each player on the team manages to have a touch on the ball before they score, they get 2 goals instead of the 1. So when they just score without everybody touching the ball, they just get the 1 goal, but if everybody touches the ball on the team, then they get 2 goals. Now the size of the area doesn't have to be too big. Just adjust it to the players that you've got. So for this one, I would say 30 by 40 should be a sufficient area as it's a 4v4 game. But if you've got more players, just adjust the size of the area just to match the amount of players that you have to help them obviously maximize the session. Now there's a couple key challenges that you want to ask the players to try and encourage them to think about different things in the game. The first one is, can they, whilst trying to stay with the ball, look for spaces to exploit so they can attack and try and present themselves with some goal scoring opportunities. So they need to decide whether it's best to stay with the ball, and when they get the opportunity, can they exploit the space and make things happen. Another challenge we would like to have is, can they all look to be involved in the build-up play? Okay, so what can they do to try and make sure that they get themselves involved to build upon that attack that they're trying to create? We also want them to think about whether it's best to keep the ball and try to build the attack slowly, or is it best to try and attack immediately to try and spring a surprise on the opponent? So we want them to think about this for themselves. So we would ask them this challenge during the game, or pull a couple of players to the side, bring this challenge in, asking them, do you think it's best to keep the ball in these moments, or you've got the space there, can you attack it straight away to spring a surprise on the opponents? Now in this progression, the first progression we have one team outnumbering the other team. Now this is the aim, to just give one team a bit more success and to give them an idea of how they can actually keep the ball and encouraging them to keep the ball when they're trying to build up play and look for those spaces to exploit. So it's basically just looking to help them be more patient with the ball and just to give them a bit more time trying to figure out and get used to trying to play this way. In the final progression, the amount of goals that are scored will depend on the amount of times each player touches the ball. So for example, if only 2 players on that team touch the ball before they score, they will only get 2 goals. But if all 4 players, for this example with the forward side, touch the ball before they score a goal, then they will get 4 goals. Okay, so it will just depend on the amount of touches each player gets before they score. Now just remember, at certain points of the game, just to be encouraging good tempo, because you want the players to get in the habit of trying to play, knowing when to play at a good quicker tempo and change the speed of the game, and knowing when to actually be a bit more patient on the ball, move it around, keep it, but once they see those spaces to exploit, to change the tempo and try to do it quickly. Now that's the end of the session video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to hit the notification button so you always are notified when we have another video coming out. Also, if you want to get involved with more of the stuff that we are doing, you can download our youth football coaching guide, which you can get in the description below this video, and I will see you on our next video.